problem number 9 I have taken to solve it today. It is given as a hexagonal prism, 25 sides of base. Thus one of the sides of the base is 25 and the axis length or the height of the prism, it is given as 50 and it is resting on horizontal plane on one of its edges. Draw the projections of the prism when the axis is making inclination with respect to 45-degree HP and 40-degree with respect to vertical plane, and we have to supposed to find out the problem. Now, for example, you just see this image. So what you can just notice here, one is two hexagonal lamina, that is this side and the bottom side, and the six sides, that is six rectangular surfaces which is being joined end to end, that is from between two so total points which are supposed to be come across is going to be 6 plus 6 12 plus 2 axis, that is around 14 points we are supposed to will be dealing with the problem here. So the initial position can be do in any of the way, either you can place it in the corner or edge or however whatever you do. But what is being given in the problem that either whether the axis is making inclination or whether the edge is making inclination or the corner is making inclination, that really matters. So I mean to say the first one you can see here. And also I have told you one more thing that so with that I think we'll start doing it, and we'll see how best we can do it very quickly. So I'll be stop sharing this. I'll be straight away. I'll be going for a software. I'll be just give me a second. Okay, so select the drawing sheet, make it A4 in the background as usual what you just do earlier. So with that I think now with the sheet is ready to use now. So draw a normal line with thickness of 0.35. Only for XY line we do that. So just say X, and here is my Y, vertical plane and horizontal plane. Now everything you just zoom it and then do. Since it is told that it is a hexagonal, we know that how to draw a hexagonal, that is it is given as one of its sides is 25 So say 25. In angle you just give using the tab command in the keyboard. The angle initially it is going to be 0, you keep it. Again using the tab, that is 25. Angle will be, we know that it is 60. Oh, sorry, one second. So go for visible line. So first initially 25, in the tab it is 0, say enter, then again 25 side, angle will be here, it is 360 degree divided by 6 sides, so 60 angle, give 60, similarly again 25, angle will be 120, again 25, angle will be 180, okay, so 180, press enter, then again 25, minus 120. Here we are supposed to give minus 120. Similarly, okay, either you can say 25 and minus 60. If you just give, it will come. So your hexagonal is ready to use. Okay, so select the element, select the complete lamina using the move command, place it anywhere appropriately. Okay, so now anyway you can do it, but it is said that what it is resting on the edge is making an inclination. So the edge is making an inclination, so better we will place it in this way and do. So for that I'll say rotate I'll just place it in this way. Okay, so the previous one will just close it. We'll say delete. Okay, so now it's ready. Say move. Little bit right side will take it. I think now it's fine. So with that, I think we can just we'll solve it now. So we know that to name for prism, we know that A of A1, B of B1. I'll not be explaining you again and again because we know that how we are supposed to name it for prisms, why we do all that. I've already explained you. Okay, so D of D1, but the naming is very, very important in this case because to locate all the points and all that, it is going to be very much useful. So without naming it, it mess up. So all being done. So now we have to just identify the center line within this by connecting the opposite endpoints. Right, so this is going to be your middle point, I would say. Right, so now go for axis line. Go for axis line. Yes. So what is the total height of the height which is given as 50 mm? So say 50. Okay. So 50 is given as 50. So this you just make it normal. So after that you take a visible line. So it is going to be again 50, right? So here you draw for any length, go for a normal line again. Right? So after that you say visible, draw for any length. I think it is all been done. So the front view is done. So say trim all unwanted lines, everything you just place it. So now only thing is the bottom portion which is supposed to be highlight, that we will also do it. So this you just make it visible. Okay, so this is done. So now naming has to be taken care. That is your point is A dash of F dash. Here it is. See here, it is very, very important to note here. In this problem, this is axis line. This is axis line in the middle. But this axis is overcome by an edge. For example, B2, B1, E2, E1, it is showing corner, right friends? So between these two edges, there will be a slant, there will be a longer edge. There will be a longer edge. So in each, at all the 5 location, in all the corner of 5, there will be longer edges. So these longer edges, for example, when I'm looking from this direction, this axis is in the middle, but this axis is covered by this longer edge. This longer edge. Hope you are getting my point what I'm saying. This axis is covered by this longer edge. So you will, though there will be an axis, but you should not show this axis here. Rather, you should show as visible edges. Why? Because anything, any edge which is going to be seen, that we should shown with thicker line. That you please keep remember. You please keep remember that anything which is going to be seen, any edge which is going to be seen, it is going to be represented with a thick line. So here the axis is overlapped by edge. Overlapped by edge. Please you keep remember. So it is very, very much important. If you do a mistake of showing axis line here, your problem will be wrong. You will be deducted with marks. So that you please take care. Okay. D dash of E dash. C dash of D dash. Here it is A1 dash of F1 dash. Okay, so here it is B1 dash of E1 dash. Here it is C1 dash of D1 dash. Okay, also O dash, as usual it is there. Even though if it is overcome by C net, you should name it a name. Naming is important. So here in the bottom also we should name it as O of O1. Okay. So your front view and top view have you started with top view. Just give a second. Okay, so okay, it is 50 mm only. Let me do that later. Let us not bother. So now this is done. So now what is it being given in the problem? The axis, this axis is making inclination with respect to HP 45 degree and with respect to vertical plane 40 degree. So one of the edge which is making inclination. So let us not. So one of the edge, it is this axis is making inclination. So select everything. Select everything. Say move command. Place it over here. Oh shit. So that is very, very important. You should not use a command called cut. You should use copy option. Okay, so it's done now. So now what you can just do is, so this axis is making inclination. So always while rotating, friends, always while rotating, even though if it is given axis angle, you convert that into base. For example, I mean to say axis is given uh, 45 degree with respect to HP. Now axis also going to be the base also, it can be 45. I mean to say, how do you convert base angle? Base angle equals to 90 minus axis angle. So 45 is given. So base angle will also be 45 only, right? So say 45. Oh. Say 45 rotation angle. Do it. So now, for example, I'll show you how you are supposed to convert the base angle equals to 90 degree minus angle, axis angle, if it is given axis, you can use this formula. It will be easy, better way. It will be easy for us to do it. I'll show you here. This will be 45 only, right? So, but in fact, we have taken this because we know that in any right angle triangle, any triangle, it is going to be the 90-degree. That is going to be one will be perpendicular this thing. So if you divide that 90 minus that one, you will going to get it. So this is also one of the options. So any angle which is going to be given, better to do it in base angle only. But while showing it, you can show this axis angle. That doesn't matter for us. Okay. So after this, friends, so now what you just do is, we know that it is very much known to us that drawing the construction lines using normal. So here F and D, A and C, which is going to be lies in the same. Okay, so after that, so from every point you draw it. So all points have been identified, all construction, horizontal and vertical construction have been drawn. So now locate all the 14 points. 14 points. So one is starting from A, B, C, D and all that. So let us locate first. My A is here. A dash is here, right? So A dash, and here is A. So name it as A. Similarly, B. Similarly, C, D, and E, also F. Right? A, B, C, D is done. A, B, C, D, E, F is done. A1, B1, C1. Let us now start with A1, B1, A1, B1, next. This is going to be my C1, right? So C1. Similarly, D1, E1, F1. Now all being identified. Now axis also, sorry, so this is my axis O. This is my axis O1 and this is O. I think all points have been identified. Once it is done, we know that what is the first thumb rule. I have even told you in my previous classes. Once it is done, once you locate it, first and foremost, under the rules of visibility, we will identify all the outermost boundary points and then we'll connect them with a thick line under the rules of visibility. So which are those accordingly? A1, F1, E1, E, D, C, D and B1. So these are the points which are going to be the outermost boundary points. This we will connect it by thick line under the rules of visibility. So in order to do so far, we should split it rather than writing or rather than overlapping. So we'll do that once for all and then we'll connect it. Okay. So while splitting, you ensure that you will be selecting, will be okay. So all done. Now you just connect. right? Once for all, I'll select and then okay. Now it's done. Now select everything and we'll say visible. We have to make it thick line, right? Say visible. Now it's done, friends. We have identified all the outermost boundary points and then we have connected them with a thick line. That is under the rules of visibility. Now, the moment you've done that, the moment you do, first and foremost, we have to identify all the scene edges. When I'm looking from the top now, so the observer is here. The observer is here in the top, and when I'm looking from the top, now we'll identify the which are seen edges and which are unseen edges. So when I'm looking from the top now, the surface which are going to be close to the observer, which is going to be seen, compared to the surfaces which are going to be farthest from the observer. I'm not saying the whole complete it is going to be unseen, but some portions which are farthest from the observer may be seen or partialities can be seen. So now comparatively, when I'm looking from the top, this surface, that is the top surface which is going to be nearer. This bottom surface, however, it is going to be to the farthest. At the same time, when I'm looking from the top, this also going to be seen to me. This also going to be seen to me. But I am not sure whether this going to be seen or whether this, I strongly suspect that this is going to be unseen, because it is that surface it is going to be in the bottom and it is slightly inclined. When I'm looking from the top, of course, this is going to be unseen. So it is very, very important. Once in the first procedure, you connect them with a thick line. Now we have to identify seen edges and unseen edges. So when I'm looking from the top now, this surface is going to be seen to me and this is going to be seen to me very clearly. So this is A, B, C, D, E, F. That is the top view, I guess, according to the naming I'm telling. So A dash to A1 dash, F dash to F1 dash. So these are the lines in the front view, but these are not lines actually. These are the surfaces. And these surfaces normally in hexagonal prism, rectangular side surfaces you will going to get. So let us now connect them with all seen edges together. Now, where is my A? Here is my A, right? A to B. Right? So you split this. Similarly, we will get it ready with this also. Okay. So now this is done. A, B, C, D, E, F is done. I have also told you A to A1, F to F, F to F1 also going to be seen. So A to A1, this is A to A1 and this is F to F1. So this is also seen. So let us connect now. Okay, so A to A1, F to F1 are also going to be seen, that we have connected with a thick line. So now, again, when I'm looking from the top, B, the portion which is going to be the on wedge which is going to be resting, that is C1 to D1, B1 to E1, A1 to F1, which is going to be unseen to me because it is farthest from the observer, and this is going to be, this surface is going to be overcome by this and this, right? So this you cannot be able to see it. So that let us connect now, especially this C and D1 and B to C and sorry, D to E and B to C, which is going to be unseen. That is B1, sorry, B1 to C1 and D1 to E1, which is going to be unseen to me. Let us connect them with the thick dashed line. That is, this is my right. Also B1 to C1. Now this B C1 to D1. Okay, so this line, this is C1 D1, this is B1 E1. So B1 to C1, C1 to D1, D1 to E1 is going to be unseen. So now I told you, if two edges are like this, if which is possibility and which is not possible. Also, if you have a pen and pencil, you please note down this. Okay. So the first case is also possible. The second case is also possible. The first case is also, the first case is possible. If you have two seen edges, if you have two seen edges and one unseen edge can pass from these two, this is possible. The second case also, in the second case, this will not possible. When you have two seen edges and from which one unseen can pass, but one seen edges cannot pass from two unseen edges. This is highly impossible. The second case is highly impossible. This should be like this only. If two unseen edges are meeting at one point, the edge passing from that unseen edge should be unseen edge, should be unseen only. I'm repeating once again. If two unseen edges are meeting at one particular point, the edge passing from the two unseen edges should be unseen only. Should be unseen only. This is possible. This never. The second case is never possible. This is possible. So with respect to that, now you have two unseen edges. The edge which is passing from that should be unseen only. Should be unseen only. But here while doing it, here I have already these two unseen edges have been come across with one more edge, that is seen edge. So now you don't start from here already, because it is already one more seen edge it is crossed. So now leaving that portion from here to here, we will show here as unseen. Hope you are getting a point, because you cannot do that. That is a so this way. I mean to say, this portion between D1 and F, between D1 and F, slightly a gap, and that gap you should not convert that into unseen, because already it is connected with the seen edges, so you should not do that. So that is very important here. Similarly, this one. Now this is the axis. Connect them with the axis line, right? So now you trim all the unwanted lines. Okay. So now A1 to B1. Now we'll see A1 to A1 is connected, B1 to B1 is connected, C1 to C1 to C is connected, D1 to D is connected, E1 to E1, F1 to F1, A, B, C, D, A1, B1, C1, D1, everything is connected. So friends, you please note down this. The first case possible. Please, or you take a snap in your photo mobile. This is impossible. This is possible. Please, you do one thing. Take a snap of this. Take a print screen or in the system or in whatever. This is very, very important in while doing it. Okay. If you have two seen edges, one unseen edge pass. If two seen edges are connecting, one unseen edge, unseen edge can pass from that. But if you have two unseen edges, you cannot come across with seen edge passing from that. This is impossible. But this is, of course, if you have two seen edges, the seen edge which is passing from this should be unseen edge only. Okay. So now with this, we will uh, complete the last portions of the problem. Okay. So I'll be deleting this. Okay. So now we are coming to the final version. So now it is also making 40 degree with respect to vertical plane. Okay. So draw parallel line to XY line. Okay. So using a normal line. So anytime this may close, immediately after ending, you please join for the class. Okay. So angle is given how much, friends? It is said it is angle is minus 40 because it is given as minus 40. Okay. So now we'll be copying entire thing in even the naming and all. So everything will be copying it. Okay. So using command called move. So the edge on which it is resting is C1 dash D1 dash. This C1 dash and D1 dash should be resting over the axis line. Okay. So now you say rotate. While doing it so far, you just copy, zoom it multiple times and then do. I think it is done. So now what you can just do is the entire thing you just take little bit right side. Because oh shit. I think this is the more convenient way. So now what you can just do is, friends, you show the angle now. You show the angle, that is angle between this and this, it is given as 40, right? So after this, okay. So now let us okay. So after when the time gets over, you please join immediately back. Okay, so draw all horizontal construction lines in the beginning first. Okay, so now let us start locating the points for drawing the vertical construction lines up to the point which meets. For example, starting from A, in sequence, let us practice of doing it in sequence according to the naming. Okay, so this is your A dash. Let us name that A dash. Similarly, B is here. So B, so well, C is my point